This week I learned preparing for vacation is almost more exhausting than actually taking said vacation. Hey, what's up, bookworms? Mike back with another weekly update, the last for the month of April. Can you believe April is already coming to a close? It just seems like this year is just going by so quick. Does anyone else feel like that, or is it just me getting older and that's just how time works when you get up there? But guys, fun week, very busy week, and we're going to kind of talk about all of those things involved in what is on the horizon here. We're going to begin like usual, guys. I'm going to talk about what am I reading. I don't have a physical copy of it yet. Hey, check it out. I got a new Kindle case. It's really cool. The thing that I didn't like about my old one was whenever you, on the Oasis, they have this ergonomic design so you can hold it because it's so big. And they always had to say, when you do in the flip case, it was gone. Well, this has handles. This also has this little thing where you can do this little flip. Boom. Now you can still hold it. So anyway, I finished Of Blood and Fire by Ryan Cahill, or Cowhill, or however you say it. I did finish Ryan's book over the course of the last week. And guys, I loved it. I loved it quite a bit. The fact that everyone tells me that this series only gets better from here on out. Listen, all those things that people complained about this first book, I loved. I love the slow setup with establishing characters and things in a traditional fantasy kind of sense with modern sensibilities. I think is something he does. He does the group of friends in a small village when bad stuff starts to go down. I think that's something it's tired for old folks, or not tired for old folks. It's tired for new folks. Us old folks, we give me more of that. We're used to that setup. We like that. Personally, as a character first guy, I like getting to know the characters first before shit goes crazy. That way I actually care when bad things happen to them, and bad things just might happen to them, and you guys will see. But I thought it was an incredible book, very reminiscent of things that I love, but also not just traditional. There was some modern things in there I love quite a bit. Yeah, I love another thing, a little side thing, is I love that he uses modern day cursing. He didn't make up his own cursing. So you'll see some of those things. So it is a very adult fantasy book, guys. I'll tell you, it isn't grimdark. It's like, I would say like they're around like a Faithful and the Fallen level, PG-13, with the chance of some things maybe being a little like, hey, how'd they get past the censors? But it is an adult fantasy, but with that traditional fantasy kind of setup. And I'm here for it. I am very excited for what is to come. I flew through it in about 3 days. I know the next one's a bit longer, and the one after that is ridiculously longer, but I'm excited to continue with that world. Next month, I am going to be doing book number 2, which is called Of Darkness and Light, and I might actually be talking to Ryan on the channel between now and then. Who knows? We have been in contact. We might actually get together soon, but schedules and things. He's on the other side of the world from me. It's hard to work those logistics out, but it'll happen sooner rather than later. I wanted to make sure I read a couple of his books before I had him on the channel, just because, I don't know, I feel like that's something that I should do. I should actually know something about this author's worlds before I talk to them about it, because that way I can actually, know what I'm talking about with them. That's always my goal. As far as other authors, guys, I did finish another book. I didn't finish it, rather. I had planned to finish it in May, and things just got away from me this week with the NFL draft and getting ready for a vacation and all that stuff. I'll tell you about. I did start Way of Edan by Mr. Philip Chase. Only about 100 pages into it. Philip was very stabby, just to start things off. Very interested in that, but you can tell that Philip does love him some history, and that's something that I went into it expecting. I'm liking a lot of the kind of Beowulfian themes. Is that a word? Beowulfian. It's Philip, so I knew there was going to be a little bit of Beowulf, a little bit of just traditional literature and some history wrapped in there. And I'm seeing those things very much in Dayraven. What a name! That is quite a name. I'm very excited about that. But I like where it's going. This should be my comfort read while I'm on this vacation that we're going to be taking here very soon. But I didn't get to finish it in May because guys, so much build up. Trying to get everything wrapped up at work. Trying to not be a ghost on this channel, and I'm a big American football fan, so I watched a lot of NFL draft stuff this week. So my reading time just kind of took a back seat after I finished Of Blood and Fire, but that's what vacation is all about. And nothing really new to say, guys, but just like me and my kid continued with Lost Hero, we're about the 40% mark. These books are a little longer than the Percy Jackson ones were, but he's having a great time. I'm actually quite impressed how well he's understanding that the Greek and Roman versions of these gods are the same but different. I'm glad that he's able to pick that up. Like Zeus is obviously the Greek name, and Jupiter is the same person, but in a Roman name, but they are different. And I think the way that Mr. Riordan's kind of setting that up in the series is actually giving a lot of context to things, context clues, I think, for things that I'm pretty sure is coming. Like I said, I feel like they're doing Jason and the Argonauts here, and I'm very, very excited about that. But yeah, my kid's very interested. He likes the new characters. He likes when some of the original cast pop back up. He's already speculating about when the original trio is going to pop back into the story here, and it's been fun. It's been fun. Nothing new really to talk about there. As for what am I going to read, guys? Like I said, taking the kids on vacation. We're leaving tomorrow morning, and I still have a ton of stuff to do between then and now. So I don't think I'll be reading anything really before then. And then we have a road trip. And then the first day is always kind of a whirlwind, but we will be there until Wednesday afternoon. So I'll have 5 days with the family. So you guys know if you have kids and you go on a vacation, it can go either way. Yeah, there's usually a lot of downtime, but your kids are still there. So you never know if you're going to have time to do that or not. But this is my plan, is to try to finish this while I'm on that trip. And that just all depends on, like I said, how the kids do with their kid things. If I do actually finish that sometime this week, guys, the plan then is the Red Rising reread. It's the last one. It's kind of shiny. It's the last one, guys, before we get a new Red Rising book. You're one of the lucky ones who's actually got an advanced reader copy. Please teach me, because I haven't been able to get one. But I'm very, very excited about kind of the non-spoiler feedback I've heard, which I know that anyone who's a Red Rising fan is reading it early. They're going to be very excited. But I don't doubt that it's going to be great, because I don't think Pierce has wrote a bad book yet. So I'm excited to get to that. But with Dark Age, man, Dark Age is the one I'm most excited about. 2 reasons. One, like I said, I think so much happens in that book. I've almost forgotten more than I remember, because it's just so fast-paced and it's just so thick. There's just so much going on. This is his Storm of Swords, I felt like, in that it's that long, but there are no real wasted pages. There's always something kind of going on. And I know there is a kind of divisive fan thing about that, about the whole deal on Mercury. That can be kind of divisive. And that's the other half of this. I'm interested to see the first-time readers, how they feel about that segment that a lot of people did not care for. I'll be interested to see how they feel, and also the darker twists that this book does take. This is the most adult book in the Red Rising saga, and it is the most divisive book. Some people, like myself, love it. Other people are like, I can't anymore. I need to have a ray of sunshine, and this book has none of it. So I'll be anxious to see how that goes with the new readers. As for this week on the channel, I was able to squeeze a few things out. I did my TBR for the month of May. And what I said in that one is, like, this is going to be one of my shorter TBRs in a way that it is not in word count, but in book number, because I do have 3 humongous tomes, and I mean humongous tomes, coming out. And that's even if I don't get the advanced reader copy of Lightbringer, that I already have 3 books that are 700 pages plus planned for the month, and then 1 thriller kind of wrapped in there. So it's going to be an exciting month, I think, because there's just so much that I want to read here, and I put off some of these for a long time, and I planned poorly putting 3 massive books like this together in 1 month. But like I said, where's the fire? If I want to read these 3 books, hey, it doesn't mean it's nothing to me if I read 3 books in a month instead of 8. If there are 3 quality, fun books that are a really, really great journey. I've heard great things about many of these books, and I'm very, very excited to get to them. Check it out if you did not know what those were, and you want to read along with me. Staying with Red Rising, I did my spoiler-free review for Iron Gold. For those asking, we're going to be me, Ben, and Aaron from HowlerPod. We're going to be doing our spoiler talk for Iron Gold. We currently have that scheduled for May the 9th, and that'll be live on the channel in the evening, like 7 p.m., I think, is usually when we do it. But just trying to get, like I said, I'm going on vacation. I had that week where I was knocked out with a stomach bug, so I'm already working like a week or 2 behind. So that was the date that we were able to get together. And, I'll probably be finished with Dark Age by then, but still, we're going to talk about Iron Gold first. But as far as this review, did like usual. I think Iron Gold is a very, very underrated book. I think I feel that way because there's so many people that were wrapped up in the Red Rising universe that kind of quit during that book. And I'm hoping that I can encourage them to come back to it. I really do hope they will try it again and love it like I love it. That's what I want. I just want more people to continue reading the series, because I know that the sequels are such a hit and miss with everybody. But I feel like it's been very, very positive. People either that have tried it again and have finished this time and have stayed the course and said they really liked it. Some first-timers were like, I don't know where this is going, but they stuck with it and they really, really liked it. They're all excited, it seems like, for Dark Age. And there's people like, wow, that was kind of a heart punch. And I'm like, oh man, just wait. It's going to be so fun. So the Dark Age reactions are mostly what I'm here for. But talking about Iron Gold, again, just an awesome book. If you wanted Red Rising to kind of approach that Song of Ice and Fire kind of style a little more, with maybe a lot more Frank Herbert's Dune wrapped in, I think that the sequels are going to be for you. And it starts with Iron Gold. Now, I did do a live stream last week. It was something a little different for me. You guys probably know by now, I'm a big champion of Chris Verrocchio. I think he's an awesome guy. He's an amazing author, an even better friend. I mean, the guy is just, he's my brother. I really do appreciate him. We've become very, very close just since I started this channel. And he was going to be doing this Kickstarter for a re-release of Empire Silence, which is like almost impossible to find the first edition or just the hardcover at all on hardcover in the US version. And so he said, I wanted to put together a Kickstarter to make like what's called a Diamond Edition. So we had the announcement on his channel, and then like immediately afterwards, he revealed all the tiers and all the details on my channel for basically like a Kickstarter reveal, what everything was. And I mean, it was really, really fun for me to be able to do that for someone. I know that people have been like, oh, I'm surprised you don't do that more. Like I said, with me, just same way with like interviewing author, I want to make sure it's a series I've read before I'm doing like cover reveals or Kickstarters or anything like this. But this, again, I want more people to discover Christopher, because I feel like he should be a household name when it comes to the modern sci-fi reading community. He should be a household name. He should be automatic. Orbit should be knocking his door down to get this guy on their payroll, you know. So I'm very excited to help Christopher out, and I don't think it was because of me or anything, but Christopher's Kickstarter was very successful, hugely successful. Guys, he wanted to raise $16,000 to fund this. It funded in under a minute. Under a minute, and it came out at midnight in the US. That's what time the Kickstarter started. So you had people setting their alarms, staying up late to get that version of that, and yeah, it sold out really quick. Now I did get some rather unsavory messages, because I mean, I have been an advocate for Christopher, and I did promote this Kickstarter, and people were upset that they weren't able to get one because it sold out so quick. And I mean, I get that. I understand the frustration. You know, they weren't able to get the original hardcover, and now they can't get this Diamond Edition hardcover. I get that. I get how that's frustrating. Look, if it was up to Christopher, guys, he would have as many available as you guys wanted to buy. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that with publishers, so they only granted him 500. He is working with them to see how fast this funded. He's at 85,000 right now, so he's saying, look how fast this funded. Can we get even like 750 or 1,000? So stay tuned for that. I would say stay plugged into Christopher's channel. I'll link it down below. He'll give updates on that faster than I will. But I just want to say I'm so proud of Christopher. The guy has just been busting his ass. Guy's an amazing writer, but an even harder worker. He really, really is, and he really is great at communicating with his audience. And there's no one I want to succeed more than him. And I'm super hyped for him, and I'm super proud of him for what he's been able to pull off with this. It's been a fun ride, and I'm glad that he did include me in it. Let me reveal a lot of the art and things like that, and he let me save a place online, because I did. I actually stayed up and watched his live stream, but I was going to say, my old ass is going to be asleep. Can I guarantee myself one of these hardcovers? And he said, of course. But I had a great time doing that with Christopher. And we should be getting together again soon, because whenever the new Dune trailer comes out, Dune Part 2, whenever that movie trailer drops, we are going to break it down together. And that's going to be like breaking down NFL film, guys. It's going to be very, very exciting. Speaking of NFL, you guys don't know, I am a huge American football fan. Huge. And my lousy-ass team had 2 picks in the top 12 of the NFL draft. So I thought, hey, I'll live stream my reaction over on Mike's Media Reviews. And then it went kind of crazy because my team traded up and they had the number 2 and the number 3 picks. And I expected them to completely blow this, and I was expecting it to be a fun reaction for everybody because I was going to be flipping tables. But I was actually like quite impressed with what they did and had a great time. I know that most of you here aren't big sports fans. That's why I did it over on the media channel. But I thought maybe I'd have 3 people watching. We had like about 50. So, hey, that was cool. That was a lot of fun getting to talk about sports, guys, because I did the sports thing long before I did this. I used to write for the Texans. I used to multiple write for the Texans. I wrote for Battle Red Blog. I was their lead Texans writer on Bleacher Report for a long time. For about 8 years, I did Love You Still Blue podcast about the Texans. Me and Armin, we did Space City Sports for like about a year, right before I switched over to doing this. So I miss talking about sports, and I like to think I'm pretty knowledgeable about it, especially American football. And it was just fun for me to kind of, go a little retro and go back to my roots there and talk about sports. So thank you guys for who joined me over there. So if you want to see my reaction, that video is there for you to catch. How about some next week plans, guys? Look, like I said, I am going on vacation. That's going to maybe throw some wrenches into some plans here. Now, look, I was only able to get one in the can besides this before we're leaving here. That one is going to be something that's been very, very requested on the channel. It's going to be my top 10 book trilogies of all time. That was something when I was talking about The Last War that it had a good shot at landing on that on such a list, and people were like very encouraging. Yeah, I'd love to see you make that list. So we know some of the great book trilogies out there. So I'm going to narrow that down to my 10 favorite that I've read so far. And I think that'd be fun conversation starter. That's what those always are for me. I'm not real big about like the slideshow top 10 list kind of thing, but I'll do them if I feel like it's something that people really, really want. That's something that people did ask for. When I get back, guys, I'll do my April wrap-up and my book of the month. I don't think it'll be, again, I don't think it'll be a big mystery what my book of the month was, just because of how I've talked about them. So if you watch these weekly updates, I always think you can decipher what my book of the month is going to be. But I'm excited to talk about that and all the other fun things that happen on the channel in the month of April. And guys, this is just depending, if I have time, how exhausted I am when I get back. Because a lot of times, you need a vacation from your vacation. So if I do have time, because we get back on Wednesday, I do still have Thursday and Friday off work. And I might try to get some things out then. And one of those is the Last War trilogy by Mike Shackle, doing the review for that, the whole review for the whole trilogy. That's something I don't want to rush. So if I have the time and the energy, that's the one that I plan to do. If not, it'll probably happen the week after. But I'm excited to talk to you about what Mike was able to do with that trilogy and how I did love it quite a bit. But that's all I got for books, guys. There are a couple of TV and movie talk things to do. Before I say goodbye, I did want to talk about that final Flash trailer. Now, look, I'm with you. I feel like the Zack Snyder / whatever they're doing with the DC Universe on film has been a mess. It's been a disaster. They've never picked a real tone and wanted to stick with it. They've tried to change creative directions too many times. We all know those things. I was one of those who said, okay, look, you flushed Batgirl, you flushed Supergirl. You should probably flush the Flash too, especially since Ezra Miller cannot stay out of the headlines for all the wrong reasons. No judgment. We all make mistakes. But with this one, I said, if this is still coming out with all this stuff that's going on, all this bad publicity, the movie must be really amazing. And here's the deal. That second trailer, I'll be damned if it doesn't look pretty damn good. It really, really does. Does it look exactly like Flashpoint? No. But I mean, just kind of the idea, the concept, Barry trying to go back in time to save his parents, trying to change timelines, and it just creating a complete mess of the timeline. And you've got multiple versions of all kinds of characters. Like I think in the trailer, you see 3 different Batmans. You see 2 different Barrys. So that's fun. That's the stuff that I liked when I read Flashpoint by Jeff Johns all those years ago. When they made an adaptation, I was like, okay, there's certain things maybe I'm not into, like maybe like a Martha Kent Joker. Not really wild about that. But the other ideas I'm really, really interested in. So I'm hoping that, there are still surprises. We do see like Aquaman and Wonder Woman and all those different timelines that we got to see in the Flashpoint comic. That would be a great, great surprise. But this went from me being like, I don't care about this, to like, when that hit HBO Max, I think we're probably definitely going to watch it for sure. So, look, you got Michael Keaton playing Batman again. I would be there for the, for the fan service of that alone. But I fear that this is going to be a big hit, and then they're going to get all crazy again and be like, oh, maybe we should rethink this whole like timeline reset we're going to do. I want them to just scrap it and start over and do these characters from the ground up in a slow and meaningful way, like to have a real direction. But who knows? I mean, after with Shazam in the theater for like a week, Shazam 2, so I would be stunned if this is what you would call a hit. But the early impressions are great. They are really, really great. They're saying it's actually quite damn good. And yeah, I mean, life as a DC Comics fan, it's like, as far as wanting them on screen, I don't know that we're ever going to get it done right. I would love for them to go through Blackest Night, just taking a slow roll there. I think James Gunn would be the guy to get it there. I just using these alternate different variations of a timeline they're using with their movies, I don't know if it's ever going to work out. I talked about Dune Part 2 a little earlier, and but not really big news, but they did show a lot of stuff about Dune Part 2 at CinemaCon, and there was lots of positive things being said about it. Apparently, the trailer is going to blow everyone's mind, and obviously I'm here for that. We did get like a Vanity Fair release a bunch of images and some things. So we got our first looks at Florence Pugh as Princess Irulan. Kind of a shady look at Austin Butler as Fade Ralph. We still haven't seen like the front of him, his face. They would say he is going to be bald. That's kind of the look they're going for with the Harkonnen and the clan. And then, of course, Lady Finring. And was it Leia Sadu? Is that how you say her name? So we got first looks at that. I'm still really excited to see, are they even doing Aaliyah Atreides in this? And I can't wait to see Christopher Walken in those in that Shazam the Fourth kind of attire. I'm just so incredibly excited about this, and it sounds like everyone else is too. Like I said, I'm sure that trailer will drop while I'm on vacation, but as soon as I do get back, if it does drop, like I said, me and Christopher will be talking about there. I'm going to try my damnedest, if it does release while I'm gone, to wait till it gets back and film a reaction. Like, I don't do reaction videos on this channel, but I did one for Dune last time, and I pretty much was in tears at the end of it. So everyone said, you got to do one for Dune Part 2 as well. So I said I would do that for you guys. So exciting times for us Frank Herbert devotees. Another person I'm a devotee to is J. Michael Straczynski. If you don't know who that is the creator and full-time writer for Babylon 5. Maybe top 3 science fiction series of all time. Absolutely adore Babylon 5. All that stuff you guys love from Mass Effect, they were big J. Michael fans. I'm pretty sure. He keeps teasing something Babylon 5 related on Twitter. He just keeps talking. He showed like a not really a new logo, but like a new approach to the classic logo. It was a little cleaned up, a little sleeker, a little different looking. And he was saying that there's big news coming like in a week. And everyone's kind of speculating what it is. Like, they were planning a reboot a while back. I don't think it ever really got anywhere with J. Michael attached to it. He was going to be in full control of it. So that's the only reason I was even giving it consideration. It wouldn't be like a continuance because, I mean, gosh, like 75% of that main cast has passed away, I think. It's really sad. I mean, think about it. But I think what it's going to be, guys, you don't know. They up the resolution. They cleaned everything up on the when it was on HBO Max. The show was on HBO Max, so they cleaned everything up. They've kind of touched up the special effects, and it was really sharp to look at. And I'm just hoping what this is just going to be an announcement of they're going to be doing a new printing on Blu-ray or digital, a release of Babylon 5, the complete series, because I still have my DVD copies, and they're still 4x3, and they still look kind of crummy. And I'm going to be honest, guys, I don't think they're region 1. I don't think they're the United States region. I think that they're like Canada region or something, so they don't play unless you've got a region-free DVD player out here. So I would love to have upgraded versions of that series. So fingers crossed. I would actually appreciate that more than I would a reboot, just because it's hard to capture lightning in a bottle twice, you know, and I'm always iffy on reboots, kind of tainting a legacy. Like I said, him being involved with it has me encouraged if that ever does happen. But for me, I'm hoping this is just a cleaned up, nice release of high-definition version of Babylon 5. It would be awesome if they did like Star Trek The Next Generation and they completely redid all the special effects. That would be awesome. I just don't think that they've got the funding for something. The show wasn't nearly successful enough. I mean, it has its huge following. It really does. But this isn't like, they don't have Star Trek money to do something like this. So I would expect that. But that's the pipe dream, I think. But Babylon 5, guys, if you've never watched it, and you can look past the 90s special effects and costuming and realize that this show didn't have quite the budget something like a Star Trek did, I think you'll love it. So if you're writing first, Babylon 5, guys, amazing long-form content science fiction. It really is one of the greatest. But guys, that's my week. It's about time for me to get ready for this vacation. So I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. Beginning of early next week. I will see you when I get back. Drop in the comments, guys, while I'm gone. Let me know what you're watching, what you're reading, what you're listening to, what you are playing, and I will talk to you then.